Welcome, everyone. This is the Canva Workshop recording of the 7th of August. When we did the Canva Workshop, it was quite a hands on workshop, as you will see. So please practice and remember that you cannot make a mistake on Canva because you can always delete it or redo it or take it away or whatever the case may be. So this presentation just provides an overview of Canva and its benefits for beginners. It covers various topics starting from account creation to designing eye-catching graphics. Participants will also get hands-on experience through practical activities. That's what we did on Monday the 7th. There are obviously more to Canva than what you'll see today. This is just some basics that will get you starting. I would recommend that an hour eventually, if you practice to reach an hour per design, depending on how fast you work on your phone or on your laptop or your computer, an hour a day should be kind of what you would spend on a design, spell checked, proofread, and then you can send it out. You don't want to sit for days on a design. Otherwise, what is the point? Also, because we are in such a fast-paced technological change and improvement and etc., within 2 years, Canva is probably going to look different and work different, but better. So the basics will always be the same, but don't underestimate the fact that you can grow with the technology. So as soon as you start, it's easy to grow with it and follow through with it and understand new things coming in. So practice an hour a day or practice a few times a day until you get to a point where you can, within an hour, put a design together and schedule it for your social media or post it on social media. And then get someone to proofread it. Very importantly, the amount of mistakes I've made is actually embarrassing, but it happens. So double check, triple check, quadruple check, check. Good. Then next we've got we're going to start with the account creation and login process. Now, if you already have an account, you can fast forward to when we get to the next process. But I'm just going to quickly go and take the viewers through how to sign up on a Canva account. So first, you must go to your web browser. I use Chrome as a web browser. People are different. So you have different web browsers that works for people differently. So please use your own web browser that you feel comfortable with. The reason why I use Chrome is everything of mine is on Chrome, is on my Google. In other words, it's all in the cloud. Basically, that's how Canva works as well. So once you sign up, it's going to ask you to either connect through your Google or your personal email or your Facebook account. Decide which one works best for you, because you'll use that to every time access your Canva. Your Canva will be accessed or opened all the time unless you've got a setting saying that it must log out every time. I don't think it's necessary. Once you do open your Canva on your phone as an app, then you will also see that it's already logged in. If it is on the laptop, your Canva will obviously ask you to log in if it doesn't automatically do so. And then those are the credentials that you use every time for your email or your Facebook. So choose one that you use often, choose one that you recognize. And if there's any questions regarding the safety of it, remember Google has the ability to protect you, and they do. So they will tell you there's a suspicious login attempt on this device in Timbuktu, and then you can immediately go and check it out and change your passwords all over the place. So, it's also a thing of that we have to learn to manage. But it's very safe, and I have yet to have any issues on Google in terms of safety. I have been working on Google for very long, and I've never had any issues regarding safety or attempts to log into my account. So this is the interface on your laptop or your PC, and you'll see at the top right hand corner there is a login or a sign up button. If you're working on a phone, it works similar. Just follow the prompts, and whatever you want to find usually should be at the three lines at the left top hand corner there. So you can go on and sign up on your Canva. If you haven't done so yet, you type in sign up. They're going to ask you to do that, as I explained, continued with Google, Facebook, or your own email, or another way, maybe a cell phone number. You can decide that. It says also it's free. It is only free up to a point. However, I have only used the free version so far to see how much I can get out of it before I sign up for the paid version. The paid version is obviously recommend, because you can do more with it. But first, if you're a beginner, I would say just start practicing with the free version. So there you can continue. If you chose personal email or whatever you chose, it's probably going to prompt you to identify whether you're a robot or not. And then you are going to give it your name. And if it's your personal account, then you give it your personal name. If it's a account for a business, I'm sure you can still use your name. It's going to send you a code to the email you chose, and you go to your email, you copy the code, and you paste it in here, and you say continue. If you don't get a code, check your email that you've given the right email address, or ask to resend a code. Cool. So that's the sign up part of it. And once you are in, we are going to access Canva now as well. And then yours should look like this if you're on a PC. So we are going to look at, in this section, as emphasizing using basic features like adding text, images, and changing colors, and create a simple social media post using a provided template. So I'm just going to show you quickly how to add text, images, and changing colors, and then I'm going to show you how to use a template. So once you've logged in to your Canva, I'm just going to click there again. Your Canva should look something like this, your interface. If you're on a cell phone, at the top left-hand corner, there are 3 lines. That's your drop-down menu. It looks like that. Once you click there, it will give you that we see. So we can also take that away just to have a clean screen like that. So let me make my screen a little bit bigger so that we have the full space to work with. So those 3 lines also appears on your cell phone. You can click on that and it will open up your or the panel that you work from. Home is where the heart is. No, home is where I would suggest you go to every time you get lost. Go back home. Underneath home, you've got projects. This is whatever project you've been working on. You don't have to save anything. This is where the cloud comes in. It saves on the databases of Canva. So unless something happens with Canva and the Canva's database, your stuff will always be here, or unless you've deleted your account, obviously, as well. Templates is where you can find ideas and already made invitations or posts so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Saves you time. We'll talk about that. And then obviously features like brand and apps where you can add QR codes, which we'll touch base with in some of the other recordings. So the apps are where you can add things, plugins to enhance your post. Again, let's get the basics right or comfortable with before you try and go into more in-depth stuff. Unless you feel brave, then please be my guest. At the top there, on your desktop version, you have the quick access icons. So the For You, so the algorithm will see that you create a lot of Facebook posts, so it will start giving you ideas of Facebook posts or whatever, or it will list all your designs that you've worked on so far, but you can find that at projects as well. Next to that is all your different types of Canva documents you can create. The ones that that you probably would want to start practicing with is the social media ones, but you can go and explore other options in your own time after you've kind of have the basics down to the T. So go ahead and click on social media links. And there you'll find that it gives you popular people that uses it often, or they'll give you Instagram. Do you want to do an Instagram post? Meaning it comes onto your grid. It's always there unless you delete it, and it can be animated, but and it can be a video, but that is just an Instagram post without movement, square. Then you click on that one. If you want to do an Instagram story, which disappears after a while, and usually I would suggest if you do an Instagram story, just doing it directly from Instagram. But obviously, everyone again is different, so you do what works for you. That is that in the circle where you click on the circle, then you see someone's story for the day. You can do an ad, which is also square. You can do an Instagram reel, which is those shorts or the highlights, etc. You can do an animated Instagram post and an animated story ad. Facebook, same, but Facebook you also have cover pages. So go look at your Facebook event cover page specifically, because that's usually the problem when one creates an event on Facebook. Your ratios aren't right. You don't have the right ratio, and therefore it doesn't fit your screen. It looks weird. It cuts it off. Videos, shops ad, etc., etc. You can go and explore that. In LinkedIn, it also has some suggestions. So what you can go and do is you can go choose whatever one you want to practice with. For this session's sake, I'm going to choose an Instagram square post, and it's going to create a blank post for me. And this is where you now going to explore your tools. Before we tap into the templates, you have to understand that we are working with layers here. So it's a very it's almost like InDesign for dummies, if I can call it like that. Because for me, when I long ago had to work in more upmarket and or more skilled programs like InDesign or Photoshop or whatever, it is obviously aimed for people who studies those or who studied those type of graphic design tools. This is just simplifying it and making it easy for us everyday women and men who needs to quickly push out a very basic advertisement or a post, because time plays a role, money plays a role. The days are over that we are going to spend a lot of expensive money to people to do this for us. However, I don't wish their jobs obviously away. It's just important that we have to also start utilizing the tools that are given to us as small businesses to use until we're big, Okay, so there is a blank canvas for you. So on that canvas, you can do whatever you want. What do you want to do there? Do you want to add a photo? Do you want to add a text? Do you want to add layers of photos? Do you want to add? You can do literally anything here other than no, I think you can actually do anything. You can't make coffee with it, but you can do anything else on here. So I'm going to go ahead and read your minds and say I want to add my logo. The moment I add my logo of my business, it will give me a color template. Let's go ahead and do that. And you can obviously on your side, you can pause the video and try this and play and pause and play and pause, or you can play the video on your phone while you work on your laptop, and you can do it as you want. So here I'm going to say uploads, because on the side panel here you've got your design, which is there's templates here and the styles are there, and you've got your elements, which is I'll explain later, but it's also anything you want to add there. You've got your text, you've got your brand, you've got your uploads. I'm going to go ahead and go to uploads, and I am going to scroll down to find my logo. Okay, so once I add my logo, I click on it. I simply clicked on it. So I'll show you again. I literally just clicked on my logo and it appears there. Now, I don't want it to have all that big white space around it. So I'm going to double click on it, and then it opens up the smart crop, and I'm going to use that big arrows by hovering over the corner and make the white space a little bit less so that I can work with my logo easily. And once it's done, I simply click once off the screen, and now I can move it around by clicking on it and dragging it around. Also, you can, if you do it with text, usually there's a little icon, but I'll show you later, to drag your text around. So I'm going to put my logo in the corner there. I want to see that the lines that Canva is given me, so those are the lines that Canva suggests your visual lands in, your main ideas lands in. I sometimes cheated and put it out of those lines, but you can obviously decide for yourself what you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and follow Canva's rules and leave it in that line in the middle of that block. And I now want to add text. But before I add text, I want to see what is the colors that I can work with my text. So I want to go to the design again, and I want to go to styles, and there it gives me a color palette from just my logo. So now I know these are the three colors that I am using in my design. I'm not going to use other colors unless a background color to make it stand out or so forth and so on. But I'm going to keep my background white just for argument's sake. If I wanted to use that specific color and I can't find it on the color palette, you can always go find its hex value or its RGB value. So depending, and I don't ask me questions about RGB and those things that you can Google, because I don't always know those things as well, unless there's someone who can send us some information about it. But basically, if I want to color something here, so if I say, for instance, wants to add text and I want to add a heading and I want to say open day, and I want to change that text to the blue that's from, not that I would do that, but to the blue of that logo, I highlight the text, I go to my text color at the top. So this top bar is where you can find your editable icons. This is like Word or PowerPoint, so that shouldn't be too weird or too new for you. There are important ones that's additional to this platform. In other words, position or the transparency. You can explore that a bit later. So I'm going to now go back and change these letters to the blue. Now, if it doesn't give me the blue or the photo colors, and I want to find the specific color, you need to go and find that value of the color. Now, I've got a plugin that has a eyedrop. So there's a little eyedrop color, and I can go and then pick from a web page. I can hover my mouse over that blue and click on that, so that when I go back to the blue that I've chosen, it gives me the RGB or the hex code, and I copy that code, and then I go to my add new colors and I paste that code into the value into there, and there it brings up the blue, and I say yes, I want to use that for open day, and it changed to that color. But these usually they give you the photo, whatever photo you put on, they're going to give you the right colors there anyway. So it's the same color. That color is the same color as that color. Okay, almost, but yeah, you get the idea. Okay, so that's how you change the colors, or also you can change the text. Maybe I want to use more a text of that I enjoy more. So let's say, open day, and then I can size it by using those arrows. So you must become comfortable and playful about everything that you put on this canvas. You can move it anywhere. I want to align it, then it gives me that dotted line. I want to center it, then it gives me the center line. So it's really very helpful. I want to put it on the edge of that line. There we go. Then it's got nice white space there. Right. Now I want to add a picture, but the picture is on my devices. So now I go back to uploads and I upload the file. So that's, if you didn't have your logo here where I had mine, then obviously that's where you're going to do it. So I'm going to upload a file from my laptop, and you need to get your pictures either on your laptop, or you can get your pictures on your Facebook, Google Drive, Instagram, Dropbox, or Google Photos. So if you can connect those to your Canva, you can access your photos through there. So, and that's just a simple sign-in process that you can follow. I've got everything on my laptop as well. So I'm going to go to my downloads, and I'm going to choose a picture quickly that I'd like to add to my banner. Let's see that one. No, let's not do this one. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to open for Bella. Bring Bella in there, and Bella is going to now be uploaded here in the corner right at the top of my photos. I again click on Bella and there she appears. Okay, so Bella is saying, come to our open day. But now I feel Bella mustn't be square. I want Bella to have a shape around her. So as you can see, you can only make it bigger or smaller there. So now I go to my elements on the left-hand panel there. And the elements gives you anything, really. So do you want to have a shape? Do you want to have an icon? Do you want to have a logo? Do you want to have a cell phone, empty cell phone so that you can write stuff on it? Do you want to have a nice pink background? Do you want a video movement in your post? Do you want, you can literally go and decide. You can do charts, you can do tables, you can do anything. Now, I am going to go to frames because I want to make Bella in a little, let's go, I want to put Bella in a different shape. So let me see what is there. That. So now I click on the shape I want. You can see that it is movable and it's still empty. So I click on my photo that I've imported and I drag and drop it in that frame. And it gives me that lovely shape of Bella. Who's not going to want to come to this open day? Okay. So you can already see that your blank canvas now has transformed into something. Okay. The the conclusion here is to be able to, or to what we wanted to achieve here was to use basic kind of add-ons and layers. You can add layers on top of it. So let's say I want to do like a little shape like that, for instance. I click on it and it makes it automatically the color I was busy with, but you can obviously change that color to the color you want. And if you can't find the specific color, then you can go to the add a new color. You get its hex code or its RGB code. You paste the code in there and it will appear there for you to use in your design. So I'm going to just add this. So you can see this one is now on top of that photo. If I wanted to move this one over my logo and I want my logo to appear in the front, I click on the block, the picture, the layer that is on top, and I go to position on the right hand corner there, and I say to the left, I say send backwards until you find that you get your logo in front of the block. So now I want that block to actually go over this grass. So now I put Bella position backwards so that that little corner of the orange block goes over Bella's picture. Okay. So once you understand that you go home, you start from home, you decide, do you want to do which social media post you want to do? You click on that. It opens for you a blank canvas. And once you're in your blank canvas, then you can start designing whatever you feel like. Okay, so if you want to practice that a bit before we go on, by all means practice that by adding text, by adding photos, by adding elements or objects, by shaping your photos if you need to, by adding text there, by aligning, use the alignment to create nice and clear messages for your clientele. All right, so that is your own blank canvas. But let's say you don't have time now to figure out alignments and stuff. Then you can also simply go and choose a template. So if you go back home, you'll see that at the top here, it gives you a search for your content or canvas. So you can decide you want to search some templates to give you ideas, or you want to search your projects or whatever the case may be. So, and you don't have to then say, you don't have to go choose those round buttons. You can just, in the past, I would just do this. I would say, for under templates, not projects, templates, I'll say Instagram story about education, let's say, for that, because that's where I'm in there. So So I'm looking for Instagram story about education templates in the template section, and here it's going to give us some interesting non-educational well, there's an open daily. Okay, it's not an open day, but obviously they're giving me some ideas here which I can maybe use. Nothing really looks like something. Maybe that one I can use perhaps. So let me go click on that one. Now, this is a template that someone else has made. Sometimes it's paid for, sometimes it's for free. This one looks like it's for free. So I'm going to go ahead and customize this template. And now I can just simply change it to what I want it to be. In other words, colors, etc. So here I have a black background and a creamerige background, and then the orange. I like the orange. I'm going to make it my logo's orange. And now I'm going to again go to uploads. I'm going to upload my logo if I haven't yet, or I'm going to choose my logo that is here, and I'm going to now see I can move it around. So I can either put it in that shape, or I can put it at the top corner there. I can make it smaller to fit in the corner there, and then I'm going to be able to say, okay, about us, and then I'm going to put something there that's about us. But design-wise, I'm going to change the black to the blue, because let's go click on that black, and we're going to change it to the blue that's popping up in my color palette. I'm going to change that about us to perhaps yellow, that last bit into yellow, because the orange is a bit clashing for me. So I'm going to change that to yellow. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't stand out as it with the previous one, but doesn't matter. You get the idea that is kind of what you can do in terms of the coloring of your text about us. And I'm going to change that orange to the orange of my logo so that it makes more sense. And then that's kind of already giving me more my business as colors. So once you've got that, I like that photo, so I'm going to keep that photo, but I'm going to change my my handle obviously to DT International Academy. And if it's too long, as you can see what's happening there, it's too long, it's growing over that, then you can simply use the corner little dots and make it smaller, a little bit smaller, so that it fits in. There we go. You can make it in another color if you'd like. I think the white was quite nice, so I'm going to stick to the white. And I'm going to make that I'm going to leave that background. That background doesn't look bad for me. I might, maybe, if I want to make it more a lighter version of the blue, or rather the yellow, I would say, or maybe the orange even. So if you do click on that orange and you click on that button, you can simply see what is the palette number again, or the code again. And you can change it there, or you can go to, if you click on that, you can go to fade or transparency by clicking on the three dots if you don't see it at the top, and you can click on that checkerboard transparency icon, and you can make it transparent. It doesn't work with this because obviously I see now there's a blue background behind that orange block. So that's an orange block. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So that's not going to work. So then I'm rather going to go and click on the orange and go back on the orange, and I go back to that original color that they've given me, and I like that. But I can change the orange as well if you'd like. Okay. If you want to go further and have connected the ChatGPT to your Google, you'll see now, if I double click there, and I think if I say my shortcut is Command J, here comes my ChatGPT up, and I say to ChatGPT, provide me with a 30-word bio about DT International Academy, who provides online education to students who would like to complete their IGCSE, AS and A level exams or their NSC and or IEB matric. Let's see what it says. And I say enter. AI is writing and it's giving me the International empowers students globally by offering online education for IGCSE, AS and A-level exams as well as NSC and or IE matric qualifications. Expect exceptional outcomes always. Isn't that amazing? So now I am still flabbergasted about this. I literally click copy and I go and highlight that text and I enter it there, and it's a little bit more than the space I have, so I always adjust it a little bit so that it can fit in a bit more, and I maybe make it a little bit smaller so that it is nice and fitting. And I will also justify, I think is the word. It's not, alignment doesn't work so well. Let's do no, we're gonna have to do it like that. That's fine. And maybe I'll just highlight my company's name so that people know what we're talking about. Look at that. Look how beautiful is that. And I think we did that in less than half an hour, if I'm not mistaken. ChatGPT is really amazing. So if you want to find out more about ChatGPT, QR codes, and those things in terms of Canva, then obviously let's just do another video or come to the next training, and then we which probably be online, but then we can look at that for you as well. I like this. I might use this for my social media, actually. So let's do that. Let's quickly say how to share this now to social media. So now I'm going to go and write at the top, click on share, and there you'll see that it will give you either an option to download. So if I want to download it and publish it for my own social media platforms, then I can do that. If I want to send it directly to Facebook or Instagram, then you can click on there, but you have to do that through your phone. You can only publish through your phone when it comes to the social media, it seems. I'm going to go ahead and click download, and here is an option for you to choose PNG. PNG online suggested, definitely. JPEG can work as well. If you want to do PDF, it means that there are maybe links that you can click on, and that's interlinked. And obviously, if it's a moving video animated one, then you're going to download it as an MP4 and not as a PNG, because MP4 is video, PNG is picture. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the PNG, and I'm going to click download, and then it's going to download to my hard drive, my computer, and from there I'm going to then put it into my social media planning, which we'll chat about as well. All right, so the other thing that I think that you might be interested in, if you wanted to get there, if you want to get to the animated part, what do you want to animate? You click on that element, you click animate, and you choose what must happen to it. So I'm going to do the rise one for that, and I'm going to click on that photo, and I'm going to do the pan one with that, and the text I'm going to typewriter it, and this one is going to come last, the Dani Teach International Academy. Written at the bottom there is going to come in last, and I'm going to also wipe it in, and that's that. And that's my animated video. I don't want to do anything more than that. So if I zoom in a little for you and click play at the top there, that's how it looks like, which can be entertaining for social media posts as well. You can put music to it, so you just have to either go through your own audio, or you have to download audio that you can use from another platform. One of the platforms I used is called Dano Songs. There are some free royalty-free music that you can use. He only asks a donation at some point when you use his stuff. But I then obviously will go download whatever I want. I go to uploads, I click on audio, and there's a Dano song that I've used before. So I'm going to somewhere go ahead and click on that. It opens up at the bottom your timeline, and there is the song recorded that's pasted there. So if I go ahead and click now, and that's it. So obviously the song is a bit longer, so you want to have a longer video to accompany the song. This doesn't make sense to do just a 5-second song. I think you can make it longer. I just haven't practiced. I edit on a different program. So that's just how you can add sound or movement to your posts. That's all I wanted to show you there. All right, I like this. I'm going to use this. All right, so that's how we use templates, and that was one of the other things I wanted to show you. Let's move on. Just basic Canva features that I think you should go and attempt. So let's get this slideshow going again. There we see that it says, obviously, exploring Canva's vast library of images, illustrations, and icons. Canva has a lot of stuff that you can use for free. So please do the effort and go search and search the right words. So if you want to add a wine tasting event, say wine in the Karoo, that kind of, you never know what comes up. There might be a little tall Boston event with a wine glass next to it or something that you can use. Number 2, using the drag and drop features, as we did. So you can drag and drop anything in your Canva. Working with layers and arranging elements in the designs, that we did briefly. You can go and practice that. And then we did a practical activity too in the training on Monday. This you can do by yourself at home. I'm not going to, I can't facilitate it like this, so you can do that by yourself. Be creative and experiment with various design elements. So in other words, don't be shy. Nothing is going to happen to you if you create 50,000 practice designs before you do your first design. But don't create 50,000 practice designs before you post your first design, because that's a waste of time. Just get 1 or 2 going. You'll soon realize your rhythm. You'll soon get interacted people that will say, your design is terrible. Then you say, thank you so much. What would you suggest we improve on it? Then they're going to say less text, and then you listen to them, because they are usually people who see your design first. I'm not talking about taste. People's taste different. So if you like your design and it's readable and legible rather, and people complain about your logo's colors, then you say, man, that is what it is, and you don't care what they say. But so you also must choose your battles, you see. So no, and then the second one there is design a flyer for an event using a blank canvas. So that's what you can do as a practice. That's what we kind of did as a class. Everyone did their own thing. So you can go and do your own thing and practice, and then you can share it and practice your hashtags and ads. Some tips and tricks for design, which if you're a graphic designer already, or you're someone who's an artist or has an eye for art, you'll know what would be good design and catching graphics. For the rest of us who hasn't studied anything like that, or who is not so familiar, avoid common mistakes and tips for eye-catching graphics. Let's have a look. Keep it simple and uncluttered. Keep it simple and uncluttered. That is an example of a bad design. Sorry for whoever's design this is. It's nothing personal, Lamat Futsal, because I don't mean towards you, but maybe that was the event's name. It wasn't even the person you could contact. Oh, there's the person. Anyway, so that's not something I first of all can't read what they are saying there. I at one stage thought, no, but I'd put a different language here, but it's not a different language. Or is it? Oh, it is a different. Maybe that's why we can't read it. Point is, very busy design. Careful of overcrowding, careful of too many different types of text, of too many different colors. Stick to one thing or 2 things. Embrace the white or negative space. Remember the one I did earlier with just the logo and just Bella? There was lots of white space that we played with. Play with that, keep that, it's important. Stick to a few or main colors that complement each other, as you know, and that aligns with your brand coloring. High quality images and graphics. What consists of a high quality image? It's a clear image. You are not going to put an image down that is blurry, pixelated, or taken with a Nokia 52 in 2001, you are going to choose a very high quality photo. Ask a graphic designer friend or an artist or a photographer or a videographer friend of yours to assist with that. Avoid cliche and overlay staged images. Yeah, you don't want to overly stage things. Just let it be natural. I think we are moving into an age where we want to see things more natural, because we are so overwhelmed with the robot of life, that we want to see natural and people that are happy and flowing and free. All right, so you can talk to a friend of yours that's in the art industry about vector graphics or illustrations that you can use. Goed, tips for designing eye-catching graphics. The last one there is focus on visual hierarchy. I like that because that resonated with me as an aspiring Canva creator, poster creator. Look at this example. Wine event is your top priority, because what are you advertising? You're not advertising music and wine. You are advertising a wine event. That's the main thing. And then the date, and then wherever, and what it's about, and then where it's taking place, and then who's joining, and then your social networking and your contact details, and then the logo to approve the post or whatever the case may be. Look at their coloring. They used two colors, purple and black. But there are so many different shades of purple, between purple, wine purple, rooiwyn, beige, and black. You'll be surprised to see that if this will probably print in a different type of purple than it would look online. So also, when you do send things for printing, make sure that you use the right color format. In other words, RGB or hex colors or whatever. Just double check with some CMYK, I think it's called. Just double check with someone who knows about that. And perhaps we can get someone to train us on colors and what to use with colors. We'll see if anyone has filled in that form yet about who's an expert in coloring. Please, would you stand up and help us, people who don't know how to work with colors? Okay, so make the most important information or message prominent and easily noticeable. Large fonts, bold text, contrasting colors, black on white. You see the purple and black on the white. Look at the white space on the right hand side as well, and then they've got all the information on the left hand side. It's still busy, but I think the Shutterstock branding, because obviously I used this photo as an example. I didn't buy it. The Shutterstock is just branding it so that everyone sees this photo hasn't been bought. It's their photograph. That, I think, makes it a bit more cluttered. But if you take that away, you should be able to see the clarity of the poster. Utilize size, color, and position to differentiate between different elements and establish relative importance. Alignment is also very important, because if you're going to center everything, then everything must be centered. Don't play around with your alignment too much. Remember that the best designs are ones that align with the message or purpose they intend to convey. What do you want to say to your audience? Who is your audience? Keep the target audience in mind and design with their preferences and interests in consideration. Experiment with different elements, layouts, and styles to find that works best for your specific design goals. Please do not design something for an elderly audience and then write in beautifully cursive writing. They can't see it. They can't read it. They have to hear it from their grandchildren that there's something happening at your establishment, because they couldn't read it. All right, design basics, understanding the principles of good design, introduction to color theory, choose appropriate fonts and typography. These are basic things that one would think we know, but we don't. I had to relearn this as well. Alignment, as I said, align your stuff properly, fix it to a common axis, and keep to that. Contrast, juxtaposing different elements, high contrast, but also don't overdo it, because sometimes it can hurt the eye. Symmetrical and asymmetrical in terms of balance. Are you going to go for a balanced, symmetrical design, or do you want to have an not an arb, but a more relaxed, playful design, which will be then asymmetrical? Color theory. Let your colors interact with each other, let them complement each other, and let there be analogous analogous coloring in your color theory. Okay, you can go Google those terminologies. It's interesting. Fonts and typography, it sets the tone. If you're going to use cursive, as I said, if it sets the tone of a fancy event, maybe, but can people read it? So try and find another font to also indicate that it's going to be a fancy event, but it must be more legible. What is the purpose? What is the target audience? We spoke about that as well. Again, if you're going to do an open day for a school, you're not going to use too much, although formal can work in anything really, but you know what I mean. You're not going to write in grade 1 text font for a matric farewell, unless that's the aim that you're going for. It's actually very open-ended, I guess. And then limit the number of your fonts, please. Good. There is some question and answers that were asked at the event, or at the session. But if you have any questions for me, you are welcome to send me an email at info@darnieteach.com, or you can send me a WhatsApp. My number is available for you, I think, from Nanya. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send me an email at info@darnieteach.com, or book an appointment with me so that I can assist you with what I can. Good. I have some resources here for further learning and improvement, and that's something I would suggest you go and try out. I've got the Kahoot game that we did in the previous training. I've got the Udemy, a course on Udemy for Canva, which is 250 Rand, so you might learn something more there than here, although I think I covered most of it. There's some design basics where I got my information also from, and there are colors and advertising that I think you should consider looking at. And those were my resources. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.